Sunny Bonani. Hi guys, and welcome back to my motherfucking channel. So in today's video, as titled, we're doing Mars in Libra. We're doing the fall of Mars, and this will be the last time we do any sign that Mars does not like, because after the sign, we're going into the last what? 1, 2, 5 signs that Mars does well and pretty okay in, okay? So anyway, before we get into the video, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and that you are also following my Instagram and that you are also following my TikTok. And also, big fat fucking announcement is that I have begun, I have established, I have rooted foundations in a new YouTube channel for yoga and for wellness. So also I'm going to be linking that down in the description, so please go give that channel some love for all the yogis and all the bitches that love to feel good, you know what I'm saying? And all the dudes that like to feel good too. But yeah, please go make sure you follow that. And with that being said, I think let's begin with the video. So guys, in all my videos, I always tell you that Mars is our fuel. Mars is our petrol. Mars is the gas that lights up the intention for us to act on things. Mars is the thing that is carrying the intentions of the sun, of our actions, even our reactions, because if something makes us uncomfortable, we're going to do something about it. And then the doing something about it is filled with the intention of not wanting to feel a specific way, or of reacting in a specific way in order to bring about being comfortable again. You know what I'm saying? So that's Mars really in a nutshell. Mars is just really our intention, why we do the things that we do. Mars is the thing that makes us selfish and stubborn, because if you're trying to fiend for your own goals, your own ambitions, you're not trying to hear anybody else's ambitions. You're not trying to be so focused on what other people are doing, because with your Mars energy that you have to feel for yourself. You have to be okay first before you jump into Venus energy and start giving to everybody else and loving and appreciating everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. That's Mars energy. Mars is our anger language, as I said. Mars is our hatred language. If Venus is our love language and what makes us feel good and our pleasures, then Mars is our passions, and really what fuels our anger, what fuels us to get to the goal. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So that's Mars energy. And then we have Libra, right? Now Libra is ruled by Venus. Venus is opposite to Mars. So here's the one problem that Mars has with this energy already, right? Is that it's in a sign that is ruled by its up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Libra is ruled by Venus. It's ruled by the 7th house, right? The 7th house rules relationships, one-on-one relating, partnerships, intimate relationships, really. People that you get close with, and how you build anything, really. Like even a relationship has to be built, you know what I'm saying? It has to be a beginning, and then you have to establish trust and shit like that, but all of that process of building a relationship, that's 7th house type shit, and then it's also ruled by, as I said, Venus, the 7th house, and it's a cardinal sign. We know cardinal signs initiate things, and then it's an air sign. So air signs are communicators, and they think, and they're analytical, and they're logical. So if we put all of that together, we have the sign Libra that initiates communication in order to be relatable, and the way that they relate is fueled by Venus energy, love and appreciation. So Libras are very relatable. They are the most relatable sign after Pisces, maybe. I think Pisces is like a close second, close second. But Libra being ruled by Venus, they are lovingly relatable. You know what I'm saying? They're not like Virgos, where they will criticize you to death and not be able to relate to you because they are too busy trying to fix you. No, that's not Libras. Libras will see you for what you are, love and appreciate what you are, and compromise. Because that's also a big theme with Libra. I mean, with Venus energy, compromising. You know, Venus rules beauty and art, and beautiful shit, and compromising, and romance, and love, and pleasures, and luxury, and money. And what money can buy you, and money can buy art. These nice, pretty couches. My dad's a Taurus moon, my mom's a Libra, so hence all this beauty you see in here, some weird vases. This is all Venusian. This is all Venusian shit, some, I don't know what that is. These weird tables. Weird shit, but it's pretty, It's beautiful shit, and that's Venus. Venus is about beauty. Venus loves to be in harmony with things, Venus doesn't like war. But if you fuck with, the only reason why Venus will bring war is if you fuck with their peace, But yeah, Venus in a nutshell is just a pretty bitch. Like, Venus is that bitch, you know what I'm saying? Venus is like that rich, she's a rich bitch. And that's what she strives for. Venus wants a soft life, really. You know what I'm saying? Venus energy strives for a soft life. Venus energy strives to just live and bask in luxury. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So if we put all of that together, if we put all that Libra energy, all that Venusian energy, that 7th house energy into Mars is frustrated. Oh my God. Mars is so frustrated. Like, Mars is like straight up not having a good time, bro. Okay? Because here's the thing. Mars rules Aries, and Aries and Libra are opposite, right? But here's why Mars loves Aries. Mars fucks with Aries. It's because Mars and Aries, they are concerned with their own passion. It's a self thing. And remember, I told you Mars is a selfish planet, right? Even with Scorpio, right? But with Aries, the opposition with Libra and Aries is that Aries is all about themselves. They think about themselves first. They think about what they need first. And Libra is too busy thinking about what? 7th house shit. Their partnerships, their relationships, right? They're too busy thinking about you. And Aries energy, aka 1st house energy, is all about me. What about me? Aries is all about, what about me? What about my needs? What about my thoughts? What about my pleasures and passions and shit like that, So Aries is very self-orientated, but Libra is people-orientated. Because also remember, Libra is an air sign, and all air signs deal with people. Rots. Okay. So, when Mars is in Libra, Mars is frustrated now because it can't think about itself and its own personal needs first. It has to always consider another person. So Mars is just like, oh my fucking God. See, now Mars always has to wait on people to even have a passion. And the thing is Libra energy in a nutshell, right? And Libra falls in the sun. And then it's also away in Mars. And if you know, the sun is our vitality. It is our energy. And then Mars is also an energy filled, red, passionate, hot, fiery planet, So Libra lacks sun energy and also lacks Mars energy. So Libras don't really have vitality. They don't have a lot of physical energy. Like, the sign of Libra itself doesn't have a lot of physical energy. You know what I'm saying? That's why Libras are lazy as fuck. And it takes them a lot to muster up the will to actually act on something, aka do something. Because as I always say, Libras, all that energy goes up into their mental, because they are an air sign. And I remember I told you air signs are all about thinking, communicating, relating, just analyzing. So the same amount of energy Aries have and Leos have to go do things, get up early and go do things and have all the energy in the world to do all of that. Libras don't have that energy to do that. However, that energy goes up into the cerebral, the medulla oblongata. I think that's the word. I don't know. But it goes up into their brain, right? And then that's why Libras talk so fucking much. Because all that energy goes up into their head and their mouthpiece. It goes up into their thoughts. And that's why Libras think a lot and they talk a lot. They have all the energy in the world to talk a lot. Okay, but here's the thing that also Mars doesn't like. Mars doesn't like to talk too much. Mars is action orientated, as I said. So even you guys, Mars and Libra guys, you guys are like talkers. my mom has this shit and my bro. And they have Libra stelliums too, They have all the fucking energy to talk. And they have this shit conjuncting their Mercury too and their Sun. So they have the willpower and the passion to talk about anything and relate anything. Like Mars and Libra people are really, they're more so passionate about relating to other people. Their passion comes from help, kind of like Virgo energy. But it's kind of different in the sense, the only similarities that Mars and Virgo and Mars and Libra have is that both of them have the energy and the passion to help somebody, be of service to somebody, right? But with the Virgo aspect, it's more so like they're passionate of being of service to people. But the Libra aspect, it's more so, them, they have the energy to do things with people because of that partnership, because of that 7th house type shit, So all of that 7th house, as I said, that energy goes into Mars. So their passions come a lot more when they're tagging along with somebody, So that's why Libras are also Libra energy, but Libra Mars, they're more susceptible to being easily used by people because they're literally like an open target for Aries type energy, people who are selfish, people who are about themselves. And because Libra is all about helping or tagging along with somebody, and because Mars is here, Mars and Libra people, they'll be more passionate about tagging along with somebody else's passion. Like a Libra Mars, I see this with my brother and my mom too, right? So but I think this is also because they have a sun in Libra, because it's low-key the same shit. Low-key it is, right? Where it's like, my mom doesn't like to do things alone. Literally anything. Even if it's going to the grocery store, whatever, she doesn't like doing things alone, right? So she'll always ask for somebody to come do things with her, because if she does it alone, she doesn't have the energy to do it alone. So when she's with somebody, it's almost as like she draws energy from being with somebody, because as I said, Libras lack vitality and they lack energy, they lack, I guess, conviction to do things. So they need a partner, aka 7th house, to help them. It's almost like their partners are like an anchor for their energy. And as I said, Libras are more passionate about helping somebody. So if they're with somebody, it's almost like Libras are like water signs in the sense where they mirror whoever they're with. Because they don't really have an identity, they don't really have a sun energy, so they just mirror whoever it is that they're with. So them alone, they don't really have the energy to make decisions for themselves unless they have a partnership or a relationship that will help them weigh their options. You know what I'm saying? They're not like Aries, where they're gonna impulsively make a decision, or even be selfish in their decision making, because Libras are always going to see, okay, I want this, but what do you think about it? And that's the thing that Mars doesn't like. Mars doesn't like to consider somebody else. Mars just wants to consider its own passions, its own desires. But in Mars and Libra, now it has to think about, okay, what do you think? What do you think about this? Do you think I should do this? And then that's really just the Libra archetype, I have a Venus in Libra, so this is really how I love and appreciate. But I mean, obviously, it's ruled by that shit. But I get you, I get you in the sense where you always feel like you need the second opinion of somebody else before you make a decision, because you want to weigh out all the options, because once again, as I always say, or as I've said before, air exists everywhere in the world, and there's so many different ways of thinking. So Libras always want to, Libras are overly aware of this. They're overly aware that there's so many different ways of thinking. There's so many conclusions, so many there's so many roads to heaven, So when Libras ask, okay, what do you think? They're considering another path or another direction, just to see, okay, what's there, what's out there, So if this is also conjunct your moon in Libra, my brother has this shit, it's really, honestly, really even if you had a rising in Libra, bruh, Mercury, Venus, whatever, it's gonna be really difficult for you to make decisions on your own. So you're always gonna, and even you could really know in your heart of heart that you want something, as a Mars and Libra, you could really know in your heart of hearts that you want something, but you'll always feel okay, it's better to get a second opinion just to be extra sure. And you're going to consider every opinion that you get, just to be extra sure, because you always want to consider everything that there is to everything. You want to know everything there is to know about something before you make a decision, even with people, to a large degree. But at least with Mars and Libra, like if somebody likes you also, like you'll consider them, you'll see the pros and the cons in them. But then here's the part where you also become like a hoe or a cheater or whatever, is because one person may like you, and then you'll be like, okay, I see your pros and cons, I see you. But then like 10 other people could like you too. See? But now it's just like a lot of people, there's like a lot of options to explore, and so many of them have pros and cons. Each and every option has a pro and con, and it's just like, oh my god, like there's so many things to choose from, you know so another decision is, okay, you can either not choose or you could choose all of them. Because also Libras don't want to miss out on things, and whatever decision they make, they want to know that, okay, they're getting the most beauty out of that, they're getting the most harmony out of that decision. You know what I'm saying? They're getting the most, like, the good shit out of that decision. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So that's why, Libra energy be indecisive. But then even with the Mars aspect now, like, it's hard for you to even have a passion by yourself, because then you'll always need to feel like, okay, guys, you'll always need the external validation of the people that you're around. You'll always need the external validation of, people fueling, like, you need people to fuel you, to be like, yeah, do it, yeah, girl, do that. Like, you can't fuel yourself, and that's the issue that you have, and that's something that you need to learn from your opposite sign Aries, is to fuel yourself. You know what I'm saying? Is to be your own motivator, is to be your own cheerleader. Because the Libra energy a lot of the times won't do something if they don't have people or a person or an external somebody, or you know what I'm saying, to cheer them on. Then that's when they will lack the vitality, because they don't have, you know what I'm saying, they don't have that externally. And I feel like Libras need to have that externally, which is why they always feel like, they need to do something with somebody. And that's why a lot of the times they always feel like they need to be in a relationship, or they always have a friend that they can hit up. They always have somebody to do something with. Libra Mars people also the type of people who don't like going to parties alone. Like, Mars and Aries, Mars and Scorpio, they don't mind. They'll order themselves an Uber. They'll get there. They'll enjoy themselves, but, and they won't have, even Aquarius energy, like, they won't have a problem. But Aquarius, it's only because they have Uranus there, But as I was saying, like, Scorpio, Aquarius, Aries, even Capricorn to a large degree, But I think with Capricorn, it would be more so like, am I getting money? But still, if these signs decide that they're gonna go somewhere by themselves, like, they're good by themselves. But a Libra, they'll feel iffy, like they'll feel kind of weird, like even embarrassed to a point, because it's like they don't have that support. Once again, also Venus rules support. Like, Mars and Libras, in order for them to have a passion, they feel like they need the support of somebody else to fuel that passion, So a lot of the time, this is what makes you guys codependent also, And once again, it's something that you need to learn from your opposite sign Aries, is to not care a damn if somebody's cheering for you or not cheering for you. You need to have your own back. Otherwise, you're not gonna get shit done. And this is what makes Libras lazy. Honestly, Libras are not lazy. Libras become more energetic when there's someone to do something with, or when somebody is like, guys, let's do this. That's why a lot of the times, like, if a Libra is friends with a Leo, the Leo is usually the one like, dude, let's go do that, and they're fueling the Libra to, like, get up and do something, and then in that sense, like, the Libra will mirror the Leo energy. Even with Sagittariuses, like, if you see a Libra with the Sagittarius, best believe that Sagittarius is the one that's like, yo, let's do that. And then the cardinality that you see from Libra is them initiating, like, a thought of, like, a Libra, for example, like, a Libra, they do best when they're helping somebody, right? So if that Leo or Sagittarius friend is like, yo, let's go to a party, then the cardinality of Libra would be coming up with ideas of, okay, let's go to this party. But that initiation only came from an external force, saying let's do something. And then the Libra took that idea and then they alchemized it, and then they were like, okay, no, let's do it like this, So that's how Libras are like the scale in that way, where, like, for a scale to work, it needs things to weigh, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, if there's nothing for it to weigh, then it's kind of useless, So in a sense, we can even ascribe that to Libra energy, where if a Libra is not used, and I mean this also, I guess, in a more practical way, if a Libra isn't if a Libra doesn't feel like they're of use, then they really don't have anything to balance. They have no ideas to initiate. They have no assets to give out. They have no ideas to give out either. You know what I'm saying? So they always, Libra energy, I feel like you guys always need someone to help you in your Libra energy. You know, that's just so weird actually. But I honestly feel like it gets better because even though my mom is still like this, like she is better and she does do some things alone. But I feel like at the core of it, you guys would really prefer to do everything with somebody. Okay, most things. Let me say you prefer to do most things with people, you know, especially like your boyfriend and your girlfriend, you know, because you guys are relationship orientated. But I mean, not only romantic relationships, like honestly all relationships, but obviously because, you know, the romance Venusian part is there. I think your romantic partnerships come first, and then all your other relationships come second, you know. It's like romance first, love first, and then everything else comes second, you know, like your friend relationships, your family, even kids, you know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking from experience. My mom is a Libra, and I know for a fact she puts her romantic relationship with my dad like above it, and then me and my brother come last. It's kind of sad, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's all Libra energy. All Libra moms do that. They put their relationships first, and then everything else. You know. But yeah, Libra Mars people. You guys also, because you guys are people pleasers. You know, let's talk about you in the bedroom. You know, sexually. You guys are people pleasers, just like Mars and Virgos, you know. But Mars and Virgo is more so of being of service, you know. Let me service you, whatever. But Mars and Libra, you guys are also people pleasers, you know, because you're always thinking about how to bring pleasure to your partners. So in that sense, you guys are good in the bed also. But I also know like my generation, the Pluto in Sagittarius generation, if you have a Mars in Libra and it's making a sextile to your Pluto Scorpio, then I feel like that not Pluto Scorpio, Pluto Sagittarius, right? If it's making that sextile, then I feel like it helps your indecisiveness. Yeah. Either that, or I feel like it makes you a lot more chaotic, to be honest. But also, if you're my generation, then that means it's also making a trine with your Uranus. So I definitely feel like you naturally will have, you know, the opportunity to get support from a lot of people, because you know, like the generation that I'm from, I'm a 2000, by the way, right? So I have a Uranus in Aquarius, Neptune in Aquarius, and Pluto in Sagittarius, you know. So if you have a Libra Mars making a trine to your Uranus in Aquarius, then you naturally already attract, you know, support from a lot of people, even if you don't know. So I feel like that also makes you dependent on people still, you know. And then with the sextile with the Pluto, you know, I feel like it could also make you more like chaotic and kind of a whore. Especially the guys, no lie. I see it with my peoples. I see it with my age group, bro. But yo, it is what it is. But yeah, like sexually, you guys are people pleasers for sure, you know. But it's like you mirror whatever energy that your partner's giving to you, you know. So if they're kind of being cold and then maybe you might try to like lift the mood, you know. Especially if you have like a Leo Venus, then you'll definitely try and lift the mood and like try to be all you know, so that your partner can mirror you and then you can mirror that, you know. But otherwise, if your partner is also very sexually you know, they're giving you the zagaraka, then you give it back, you know, because you're just like the mirror sign, you know, those vibes. And then what makes you guys angry, you know, once again, you know, because you guys are ruled by Venus, you guys don't like drama, even though you do stir the pot a lot of the times. Like you guys are like Scorpios, where you work behind the scenes, and I see this with my mother. Oh my god, I see this with my mom, guys. She works behind the scenes, you know, because listen, when you guys get angry, you just whisper words. Like even if it's like in a friend group, for example, if it's like in a friend group, let's say you, the one I'm speaking to, whoever's watching this video, you are Mars and Libra, right? And we're in a friend group, and let's say I make you angry, right? You won't retaliate by confronting me like a Mars and Aries would, you know. What you would do is whisper to other people. You would whisper to other people what your problem is with me, right? And because you're relatable, you know how to make other people relate to you, right? So the way that you're going to word your words, the way that you're going to orchestrate your words, right? It's going to be like, guys, I really don't like, I'm making an example right now. You just be like, guys, I really don't like how Teno said that to me, you know. I just feel like she's been like this for a while, you know. And remember, now this is you speaking. You'll be like, remember Ashley, remember she said that to you? How did that make you feel? Because I know when she said this to me, it made me, you see how you just did that? You just also plant seeds in people's minds. Like you also, as I say, you operate behind the scenes. So you know how to plant things in people's mind. And then you make other people think. That's how you retaliate, bro. It's manipulation, to be honest. To be fucking honest, you know? But yeah, that's phase one. That's like, maybe not phase one. I think phase one is like also you just being like hurt, but then you shrug it off. Let's say it's phase two, you know, that's when you plant it in people's minds that, yo, you have a problem. So with you planting it in people's minds, you make other people act on things, you know, because you're not going to act on things. You're not going to do that. You're going to make somebody else do that, you know. So as I say, you plant it in somebody's mind, right? You rally up a group of people because you know how to relate to different people and you know how to word your words very strategically, you know, because you're also exalted in Saturn. So you're very strategical and you know how to structure your shit. You know how to structure your words. I see you. So, especially the women. Oh my fucking God. You know, it's the women, bro. The women it's the ones operating behind the scenes. But I think with the guys, they'll shrug it off a lot more. Like, I feel like with the guys, like a guy with the Mars and Libra, like my brother, when he gets mad, he doesn't whisper in anybody's ear, you know. He might talk to me. Like, I feel like a Mars and Libra dude, he'll just talk to me. Like, they'll talk to you. They'll be like, bro, I don't like that you did that, you know. Don't do that. And if they feel like it's also going to start an argument, they won't even bother. They'll just, like, shrug it off completely and they'll ghost you, you know, because Libras are an air sign. And we know air signs love to do that, you know. So I think, like, with the guys, they'll just most so ghost and they'll never see you again. And if they do see you again, they'll just smile, keep it pushing. But the women, though, especially petty-ass women with Libra, with Virgo placements, oh my God, they will be the ones who plant the seeds in the group, you know, in the group, and then try to rally up, you know, a group of people to be against you, you know, so that in that way, because it's like, you know, we're stronger in numbers. So in that sense, you know, Libra woman, Mars and woman, they will be the ones who will do that, and then that's how they get back at you, you know. But on both ends, both the men and women, if it really has to get there, like if it's like you are disrespecting them from time and time again and it's a pattern and you keep doing it over and over and over and over and over, then even after they've spoken to you, then my darlings, that's when you get the Aries side. That's when you get, because listen, Libra is in between Virgo and Scorpio, and it's also opposite Aries. So then you get both of those sides. Then you get a Libra with a sharp tongue. You get a Libra with a sharp ass tongue, and they yell. And I've actually experienced this with my brother, like when we were younger though. Like, but when we were younger, I used to be so mean to my bro. Like, I used to be so mean to him. And then one day he just snapped and he yelled at me, like, but in the most, like, scariest way, you know? Like, he yelled at me. Like, he screamed at me. Never mind yelled, bro. You know? But I feel like at that point he was just, like, so fucking fed up. It's similar. You guys are, like, similar to Tauruses, though, you know? Where you also don't get mad too quickly. But it's like a build-up, you know? You keep scores on people. You know, you remember shit, like you remember things, you know, so you keep building and building and building. But that's after a long time, because I also feel like you guys, like, at some point, you know, you don't really want to fight, you don't want to take it there, because you guys are ruled by Venus and you like the peace, you know. But if somebody really takes it there, then you will get there. And then when it gets there, then you show them the Aries side, the Virgo side, and the Scorpio side. And then that's when, you know what I'm saying, like, that's when it's kind of too late by then, you know, and then you can get violent, physical and shit like that, you know. But I think usually before it even gets there, like, you'll probably ghost somebody. But if it's like a situation where you can't, like if you work in that environment, you know, then it is what it is, you know. But yeah, I think your main sword would be your sharp words. and then trying to gather up a group of people so that they're with you, so that they fight for you, because I'm saying you can do that. You can do that. You can do that. You're an air sign, but also, yeah, because they don't like, Mars and Libra, like, they don't like fighting really, but because they don't like fighting, like, they can become passive aggressive in this, where, like, even if something does bother you, you don't really say it. And that's your issue, is that you are a communication side, but it's also difficult for you to honestly communicate. So you guys also resort to lying. Lies, lies, lies. Oh, because you don't want to what? You don't want to rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat. And it's like, bruh, you need to learn to rock the boat and be okay with rocking the boat, because sometimes rocking the boat really means you will be peaceful. But I know sometimes it's like fighting doesn't sit well with you. Like, it literally makes your skin itch or some shit like that. I don't know. But yeah, you guys resort to lie. And if you have Pisces places with this, liar. Fucking lying ass motherfucker. Gemini placements, lie. If you're a Gemini sun, you're a liar with this. You resort to lying. And it's like lying comes so easy to you, bro. Just because you don't want to rock the boat. And also because you want to people please, So if you're in a situation where you need to tell the truth, like, it's even like a situation where you also lie unprovoked. Like, you lie in situations where you don't have to lie, But on the other hand, it's also very easy for you to people please, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just like you're passionate about pleasing. It's really just that. Your passions lie in pleasing other people. Your passions lie in making somebody else feel good. Like, wow, But I also know, like, Mars and Libra people, you guys like to play this game where you like to see how mad somebody else will get, Like, you like to play with other people's emotions, in the sense where, and I know my brother does this. Like, I can ask my brother, hey, bruh, please go pour me a glass of water, and then leave it by the microwave, right? And my brother will do it, right? But instead of like leaving it in the microwave, he might leave it by like the fridge or something. And then I'll be like, yo, bro, did you pour my water? And then he'll be like, nah, right? But him saying no, he just wants to see how mad I'm going to get, or like how I'm going to react. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just wants to see how I'm going to react, basically. And then if I start going like, but why did you? Then he's just going to be like, I was just kidding. Here it is. And it's like, bro, why did you willingly want me to while out on you? Like, why couldn't you just tell me the truth? Even my mom, like, I would be like, ma, I don't know, like, please fetch me at 3:00, and then maybe at like 3:30 I'll come out, and then I won't see her out, right? But maybe, let's say she's parked the other way, like, she just hit herself just to play games with me, like, just to see how I'm gonna react, and then I'll be like, but ma, you said you're coming, and I'm a Mars and Virgo, so I'm like, I'll be punctual and shit like that. So I'll be like, ma, why are you doing that? And then I start like criticizing her, only for her to just like, walk up to me as I'm talking to, like, let's say I'm talking to her and I'm facing this way, and let's say she was parked behind me, then she'll walk up and be like, she'll pat me on the back and be like, hi, and I'll just be like, bro, why did you do that? Like, why did you make me like while out on you? But I think it's all just for fun and games, just, I think because like Libras don't react too quickly, because they're so logical. So even with Mars and Libra, as I said, like, when they're angry, they'll think about their anger first. And they'll also, like, a Mars and Libra, because, they need validation from a lot of people. Before they get angry or before they retaliate, they'll need the approval of other people. Like, they'll ask people, hey, guys, is this something to be angry over? Is this a logical thing to be angry over? What do you think I should do? What would you do in this situation? How do you think this situation should be handled? Why do you think that person is even doing that? It's just like, you like to gather all the information you need before you even, have the passion to act on something. So do you see how Mars is just like, bro, why the fuck why am I here? Why am I doing this? Because like, it's just Mars doesn't want the opinions of other people. But in Libra, it has to, It's passionate about including other people in its passions. It's passionate about, getting the validation of other people before it's even passionate about something. So Mars is just frustrated, but yeah, honestly, you guys are like super chill people. Like, as I say, my mom, my bro have these, like, I wanna, if I ever get into a relationship, I want it to be with the Mars and Libra, but obviously the lying part is very concerning. It is so concerning, sweetie. Like, wow. Yeah, but at the same time, I have Libra placements too, so I get it. It's really just to keep the peace, but that's gonna be the death of us. Libra placements, keeping the peace, that's gonna be the death of us. But yeah, also what makes you guys angry is if things aren't balanced, if things aren't fair, if things aren't harmonious, because if somebody's being a bitch to you, you will be nice to them, because you will feel like, okay, let me give you the example of how I want to be treated. Because as a Mars and Libra, even having Libra placements, you naturally want harmony, and you don't like things being unfair. So when a situation has escalated into a point where you have also realized, Uguti, yo, like, this is not fair anymore. Like, I've been too nice to you. I've been nice to you for a long time, and you still treat me like shit. Then that's when things escalate with Libra energy. Then that's when you see all of that, shitty, toxic, like, just gossipy, just trying to, like, really ruin your life type shit, Then that's when you see that with Libra energy, But it's going to take a lot to get there, because Libras will always give the benefit of the doubt more than 5 times, sometimes more than 10 times. Shit, sometimes more than 15 times, But they will give you the benefit of the doubt, But if you take that for advantage for too long, because maybe if you take it for long, they'll still give you a chance. But for too long, if you take advantage for them, if you take advantage on them for them, if you take advantage on them for too long, then that's when you see that Aries side. Then they become the most nasty, most selfish. Then that's when that Libra wants to fight you, because then they jump into that next sign, the Scorpio, and then they start to plot on you. And when a Libra starts to plot on you, baby, it's not good. It's not good vibes, But it's gonna take a lot for them to get there, because once again, they don't even like it to get there, bro. They don't want it to get there. But also, that's the reason why you guys attract so many fucking narcissists. My dad is like one of them, bro. Fucking asshole. But whatever. And my mom attracted that because she let it, like, she just gave too many chances, bro. Too many chances. And with those chances, you just allow so much. You tolerate so much, You tolerate a lot, and then you also don't have the capacity to also make decisions on your own. So then people take advantage of that because they know you literally can't do shit alone, bro. So hopefully now you have some Aries placements. But if you don't, bro, like, you just need to learn that shit, bro. You have to learn that shit. Hopefully you also have some first house placements, bro, because you need to learn discernment, and you need to put your foot down, Libra placements. Damn, learn to put your foot down, bruh. Like, once, shame on them. Twice, it's on you, because you know better. Okay, you know better now. So act like you know better, Libra placements, Libra Mars especially. Okay, yeah. So anyway, guys, now that we're done with this segment of the video, we're gonna move on to Libra Mars in the houses now. So let us begin with Libra Mars in the first house, right? My bro has this also. He's a Libra rising. So you guys, I feel like you guys actually have a little bit more, more of a backbone, and more of the ability to make decisions for yourself, because Mars loves to be in the first house, but it doesn't like the sign of Libra. So how this plays out in your chart is, I feel like, you are definitely passionate about your own goals, right? But still, there's always going to be that, I guess, what's the word? You're always going to need like some confirmation or some extra validation from people that are close to you to be like, yeah, go for it, do that shit, go for it, but maybe even if you don't get it, I feel like you you know what it is, I actually see this with my bro. Like, before he makes a decision, he may not go to somebody, but he will go to YouTube. He will go to, like, before he makes a decision about, because now my brother, he sells like sweets, like he sells like Sour Patches and shit like that, but before he even got into that, he needed the validation of, external validation from another person. So even if it wasn't me or my brother or my mom, but he went to YouTube, he went to YouTube so he could study, how do I do this, and also, air signs rule gadgets, technology and shit like that. And he's also like my bro's like a genius, bro. He's a genius with gadgets, and fixing things. But before he makes a decision, like before he even retaliates, or let's say I make him angry, like before he confronts me about it, he might go to YouTube and Google what to do when your sister does this. So he'll gather all the information he needs before he makes a decision on how to, retaliate on me, So even I actually want to say, like, Mars and Libra, your reactions are delayed a lot of the times. Like your anger language and your aggression, I guess, it's always delayed, because once again, you'll always feel like you need to research or get some information about how to respond, how to react to that, like how to how to be more fair, how to be most fair in a situation. So even with this, like Mars and Libra in the first house, you definitely somebody like you, as I say, you may not really look to people, even though you probably would, but this is still the first house. So I feel like, as I say, like maybe it won't be people. If it is people, then it'll be people that are in your close proximity, people that are personal to you, people who know you personally like that. You'll go to them to figure out, how do I handle this situation, But otherwise, technology, especially, as I say, if this shit is trining your Uranus in Aquarius, then you definitely will look towards gadgets and technology to help you out with your passions, yeah. But I think it's actually a good thing, because like my bro is always telling me, like, yo, if you need to figure something out, just go on YouTube. So, his support system with his Mars and Libra in the first house, he gets personal support from his gadgets, from technology, from YouTube. So whenever he needs to make a decision, he'll just go on YouTube and figure out, like, is this the best decision or not, So I feel like with you guys, it's low-key the same thing. It's like high-key the same thing. Unless you're from a different generation, then I feel like maybe you would be the one to look towards, your friends, your boyfriend, whoever's closely personal to you, to validate your decision making, and to validate and fuel your decision making, and fuel and justify why you should be angry about something, But yeah, and personally, I feel like what would make you angry maybe is if somebody wasn't respecting your personal wishes, because once again, you would give. I don't know. I'm so itchy. Like I just be itchy, bro. I think it's this sweater. But anyway, I'm gonna move on. But if you guys are from a different generation and you have like your Mars in Libra conjuncting your rising in Libra, then you're definitely looking towards, your friends or your close people to help you fuel your passions, yeah. Oh, as I was saying, what makes you angry is if your personal space wasn't being respected, first of all, but also if your personal wishes weren't being respected, but still, it's going to take a while for you to decide that, something is making you uncomfortable. And then once you've told somebody that, this is making me uncomfortable, and they're still not respecting your wishes, then, you'll probably go to another friend or someone else that's personally close to you, and then you'll be like, yo, bro, this chick is stressing me out. How do I handle this situation, And then, that'll be how you retaliate. But it's always going to be dealing with you communicating with somebody first and getting somebody else's validation, a thumbs up or thumbs down, before you make a decision on how to retaliate, So yeah, that's Mars in Libra in the first house. What else? And then what makes you sexually attracted? I think you're sexually attracted to people who are just beautiful, like as beautiful as you are. Like, you're just attracted to people who are beautiful in the way that you picture them, in the way that you personally picture them, whatever you personally find beautiful, then that's what sexually, motivates you also, We're going to move on now to Mars and Libra in the second house. Mars is also just straight up not having a good time, because the second house is ruled by Venus. It's the house of Taurus. So definitely with this, like, second house rules your possessions and your material gains and your assets and everything that you have and everything that you own. That's material, like all the materials that you own and have. So having your Mars in Libra in the second house, you are definitely, like, you are very dependent on your possessions and the relationship that you have with your possessions to fuel your decision making. Definitely somebody who needs, if not a relationship, to always validate your decision makings, then you need gadgets. But with this placement, you are definitely gifted with money. Like, you have money, so also that's something that motivates you. You may be motivated by knowing that you're gonna gain material possessions, especially with somebody like, if you're like a bartender and your friend is like, yo friend, let's go get money at this bartending gig. Like, that'll definitely motivate you to get your ass up and go, do it, because you're gonna get material possessions, and you're getting material possessions with a partner. But other than that, I feel like if something is not gonna, I guess, make you gain money, then you probably don't have the energy to go for it anyway. Especially if it's like not somebody that your friend put you on, or your boyfriend put you on, or your mom put you on, or your boyfriend said, let's do this together. Yeah, you're not gonna do it. Like, you don't have any energy for that. Like, and if it is something that you have to, like, if it's like an obligation that you have to do alone and you're not getting money, then it's gonna take you a long time to even muster up the energy to do that shit. Yeah. No, like, no cap. But also sexually, I feel like you're turned on, like I think this position will make you more materialistic, because what you have, you're Virgo rising with this. Yeah, babes. Yeah, babes. Yeah, babes. This will definitely make you somewhat of a materialistic person, where you're only motivated by, the tangible outcome that's going to come for whatever action that you're going to do. You know? So, yeah. But also, as I said, sexually, I feel like you're turned on by people who have money, guys or girls who have money. For guys, I think you'll be turned on by women who just look expensive, women who look expensive. And then for women, you guys are turned on by even if it's another guy, like you as a guy, you'll be turned on by another guy who looks expensive, looks like they have stability. And then if it's a girl, then you're turned on by other women who look expensive, other women who look like they have stability in their lives and that you can share life with and share resources with. And then if we change that with, heterosexual shit, just anyone that looks like they are expensive and anyone that looks like they have stability, and then you can relate to them, because that's what you would be sexually turned on. Those vibes. And then I feel like with this, probably would make a good one. Dealing with money, honestly, finances. If you go into finances, that's gonna help. If you get into whatever money thing, finances, accounting, that's probably something good for you, because you're handling resources, So having Mars in Libra in the 3rd house, right, for all the Leo risings. Okay, this makes you a very chatty person, and you definitely somebody who needs your friends to motivate you. But also with this, also makes you somebody who is kind of promiscuous. Excuse me, because 3rd house is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury, is all about curiosity and shit like that. So you may be curious to, like, you may, if one of your friends, because 3rd house also rules your siblings, your friends, your environment, how you relate to your environment. So this definitely makes you super smart. An airhead, also a bit of an airhead, where you kind of sound stupid, but like you're not really stupid, you're just very curious, and any kind of question to you, whatever answer comes from that question, that'll also fuel your curiosity, and you're motivated by fulfilling your curiosity. So you also may be sexually curious a lot of the times, may have different partners, especially for guys. These are the guys that will probably promote being a whore. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like they might promote being a whore just because they have the curiosity to figure out like how many different people in their environment, enjoy sex, and just study all of that, because it's gonna be a mental thing for you. You don't really have sex emotionally. It's all like a mental process. So you're definitely somebody that would dirty talk a lot of the times, or you talk too fucking much. Like you might even turn people off because you talk too fucking much, But if you make that shit work for you, and if you're in my generation, and you have your Sagittarius Pluto, and that will be in your 5th house, then I feel like that also, it kind of adds like a nice feisty vibe to you, like a nice, and you have a Leo rising, so definitely, you may have like some feisty vibes, but still sexually you just be curious as fuck. It's not really in like an emotional process, but you are turned on by smart people. You know, you like communication, you like when people talk back to you and educate you, because you may be a really quick talker with this, especially if it's conjuncting your Mercury. You talk super fast, super fast, you know, and your questions are super fast, and you might be turned off by people who can't keep up. But you also, if you're a guy with this, because I know a guy who's a Libra period, you know, like a Libra sun, and he likes to ask quick questions, you know, just to see how much you're gonna keep up. And if you don't, then he laughs at you, and then he just like walks away, and it kind of leaves you with that shame of knowing like you couldn't keep up with him, you know. So that also makes you could also make you mentally arrogant with this placement, you know. But he's so smart, like he's literally a math genius. So I also feel like with this placement you might be a math genius. Like math comes so easy to you, you know, numbers come easy to you. Just anything dealing with logic, you know, you might even be a scientist with this shit, like no cap, bro. But I think maths, physics also especially, you know. And it's like you actually may have a passion for studying too, you know, because both Libra and the third house deal with communication, school. So you may actually like being at school, you know. Yeah, you maybe just like studying, that's your thing. Words, numbers, communicating with people, you know, like that's your thing. You fuck with that shit, you know. So yeah. You know. And then what makes you angry, as I said, is like people who don't know how to communicate things. Like, so maybe you may be somebody who you maybe not like confrontation, but you like when people at least have the like initiate the effort to just be like, yo, bruh, can we talk about this? You know, you may like that rather than yelling, because I think yelling and all that hoop and ha 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 ha, that may turn you off, you know. But at the same time, if you have this with a sextile with your Pluto, then you may have the energy to argue with somebody, debate, let's say debate, because Libras don't like to argue, they debate, whatever, you know. So yeah. But yeah, you just may have the energy to debate. You actually may even, like, your extracurricular activity at school may have been debating, you know, no cap. Could have been that. I wouldn't be surprised, you know. So yeah, let's move on now. I think that's all I want to say about this placement, because nothing else is coming to me. I just talk too much. Like, you talk so fucking much. Like, bruh, you're... Yes. So yeah, so if you have Mars and Libra in your fourth house, right, for all the Cancer risings, I feel like this placement, you know, okay, let's start with this. Fourth house represents your family, your roots, domestic shit in your life, you know, how you handle your domestic life. Fourth house is a water house, so these are the hidden energies, you know. What else? Fourth house rules your family members, your roots, your childhood, the energy of your childhood, what your childhood was like, or what your childhood home was like, you know. So having Mars in a Libra in the fourth house, also another placement that Mars does not like to be in. Mars doesn't like the fourth house, doesn't like Libra. It's just what oh my god, my words are coming out so bad. But also, yeah, Mars is straight up not having a good time, you know. So having Mars in Libra in your fourth house, I feel this makes you, like, once again, you know, having Mars in your fourth house just makes your anger hidden from the outside world. So a lot of people who aren't your family members, who aren't emotionally close to you, won't know that you're angry. They won't know, you know, that you're pissed off about specific things. Only the people that you're close with, you know, are more previewed to your anger language, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like with this, then, you know, because the fourth house a lot of the times represents our mother. I feel like with this, maybe your mother was somewhat very naggy also, like she was the drama at home. Like she was the drama, you know. Even though like because you have Libra in your fourth house, like that's low-key Venus in there, you know, so your house may have been really, really nice, like your parents may have been really artsy people, you know. But I feel like your mom was the drama in the sense that she was also someone that wanted her things to happen her way. And if it wasn't happening her way, then, you know, war. Because Mars brings war wherever it's at, you know. But obviously because it's at home, you don't really tell people about the drama happening at home, you know. And then essentially that taught you to also know that, okay, you know, when there's fights, if I'm angry, I can only express this anger at home, you know. So either you could have been the one that, you know, when you're angry, you take it out on other people. But I feel like because it's still Libra here, like the way that you guys fight at home is just to maybe, like, it's like condescending in a way. Like you maybe your mom was like condescending in the way that she made you always feel stupid. Like, like whatever you said something, she just made you feel stupid about it, maybe not like fighting like a Mars and Aries in the fourth house would, where it's like fighting, throwing plates and shit like that. I feel like nah, because Libra's still elegant, so maybe like the war that was happening at home was just more so like your mom making you feel like you're stupid, condescending shit. So then you innately do that too, it taught you to do that too. But still, it's like whenever you're angry, you keep it inside, you just brood inside silently, and then you take it out on whoever you're emotionally close with, your family members, especially if you're dating somebody. And obviously, when you date somebody, they become like family to you because they're emotionally close to you, so then you take it out on them, and then you make them feel stupid, and then you in the most Libra way, you just challenge their thought processes, and just make them feel as stupid as possible. And it's just like, bro, and then you become grumpy also, because Libra energy, like at its worst, it's just grumpy and kind of moody, like bipolar type vibes, so then that's how you retaliate, you're just like a condescending fuck. And then what makes you angry also is just if your comfort, if your comfort is being threatened, like if you feel like somebody isn't respecting your boundaries, like your emotional boundaries, then that'll piss you off, But then what makes you turned on, like your sexual attraction, is just being emotionally close to somebody and having deep conversations, like DMCs. Like you love DMCs, bro. Libra energy likes to talk, but with Mars and Libra in the fourth house, like you emotionally connect to those DMCs, those deep, meaningful conversations. And then, that's what makes you turned on. If somebody can also keep a conversation, but like a heartfelt conversation, and be relatable too. Like if somebody can relate to your childhood and, relate to the way that you feel about your childhood, then that turns you on for sure. Like 100%, Now to Mars and Libra in the fifth house. For all the Gemini risings, so fifth house represents your creativity, how you creatively express yourself, your hobbies, what you do for fun, how you entertain yourself, how you entertain other people, and what you're entertained by, so I feel like a lot of times with having Libra in your fifth house, period, you're entertained by artistic shit, super artsy vibes, galleries, museums, parks, picnics, all that romantic shit. You're literally entertained by romance, and being romantic with another partner. So having Mars here in your fifth house, yes, it does make you funny, but I feel like it could also attract kind of like aggressive people, like funny aggressive people, like Leo. I feel like, let me just say Leo, even Sag type people, where they're aggressive but they're fun. Like you could also be that, like you're aggressively fun, and the way that you express yourself is usually, it's like you also fight for attention a lot of the times, but not like in a Leo way. You may do it in a more elegant Libra kind of way, where like if the guy or girl person that you like isn't giving you the attention that you want, then that'll kind of make you feel like you need to, like you do the most, in the sense where you'll probably put on more makeup, that you'll express your aggression by just aggressively being more beautiful, aggressively being more harmonious, aggressively being more relatable to somebody, that's literally how you express your fifth house shit, But a lot of the times I feel like you also you demand fun in your relationships, and also very express. I feel like this also, it's giving musician vibes, but I feel like with this, you're like aggressively, you want to aggressively have fun with people, but then if whoever it is that you're being relatable with at the moment doesn't want to have the fun that you want, then that'll kind of make you, even more forceful in trying to convince them to do what you want them to do. So for example, if I'm your friend, I'm a Mars and Libra in the fifth house, and I'm with you, I'm hanging out with you, and I want us to go bowling, but you're not in the mood, I'm gonna like aggressively make you want to do it, because that's my way of having fun, right? So I'm gonna like be like, dude, let's fucking do it, but I may not be aggressive in like an Aries way where it's like kind of threatening in a way, I'm just gonna be throwing a lot of words at you like, dude, let's do it, it's gonna be so much fun, let's do it, and then if you still say no, then I'll be passive aggressive, because that's how Libra and Mars people are. They'll be passive aggressive with it, but it's always going to be directed in a way of just having fun. Like you're passionate about having fun. So also with this, just like Mars and Aries, Mars and Libra in the third house, it can also make you super promiscuous because fifth house rules like casual dating, casual hookups and shit like that. So you also may be somebody who's passionate about casually hooking up, and you may have no issues with having casual hookups with people, especially in this time of day, bro, like where hookups are literally as easy as downloading Tinder, swiping right, getting an Uber, getting to the business. You know what I'm saying? Like you may not have any problems with that, but I feel like a lot of the times it has to be with somebody who's physically attractive. Otherwise you're not interested, because Libra is still in the sense superficial in the way let me not say superficial, it's really all about that Venus energy, but you just want somebody who's physically attractive, because you also may be attracted to like the Sagittarius guys who have a lot of energy to have fun and explore and shit, but they're still hot, like you like that type of shit and you're passionate about that type of shit, and that's what you're sexually attracted to, guys who are guys who are like spontaneous fun, you like fun energy, people who can keep the vibes going, because you're a Gemini rising with this, so you have your rising trining your Mars, so it's it's easy for you to passionately express yourself personally, so you like other people who can also do this, and people who aren't so shy, like you're attracted to guys who put themselves out there, or girls who put themselves out there, kind of sassy, kind of kind of, what I'm saying, kind of spicy type of people, and then what makes you angry is if the people you're around are not doing fun things. Like you really like being in fun vibes, like you're passionate about doing fun creative shit, especially with people. Like you like doing artsy creative shit with people. So if the people you're with don't want to do fun artsy creative things, that makes you mad, and when you get mad you get passive aggressive, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you ghost, and then you try to find other people to do those fun artsy cool shits with, so either way, bruh, what I'm saying, it is what it is. With that being said, we're gonna move on now to Mars in Libra in the sixth house for all the Gemini, not Cancer. What was I saying? Taurus rising. Yeah, for all the Taurus is it? Is it? Yeah, Taurus risings. I think it is Taurus rising, and then in the eighth. In the seventh house will be Scorpio. Yeah, for all the Taurus risings. Okay, so having Mars in Libra in the sixth house, right? So I feel like this placement would also make you somebody who's very health conscious. It's also like on the darker side, it's giving, what I'm saying, like what's this? Health, like body obsession, because Libra is all about, Libra is just like Virgo in the sense that they want perfection, but Libras want the perfection because of the whole beauty and wanting to be beautiful, so sixth house is about your health and your schedules and your routines and shit like that, so definitely it's giving makeup artist. This placement is giving makeup artist, yes, or it's giving interior designer, no lie. Also within the fourth house it's giving interior design, no lie. But yeah, with this it's giving I'm a makeup artist, or it's giving I don't know. It could also be present. Honestly, anything like that deals with you expressing your artistic ability or you being relatable. Even fashion, No, yeah, fashion. It's giving fashion vibe, But as I was saying, on the darker side, it's giving obsession with your health and obsession with your body. Because with this placement you may be overly obsessed with how your looks are, you know what I'm saying, because Libras are very obsessed with how they look, and how they present themselves to other people. So with this placement, especially in the sixth house, you may be very obsessed with your looks. So then you are the Libra, you're the Taurus rising that's on a diet, you're the Libra rising, not Libra rising, Taurus rising / Mars in Libra in the sixth house person who's overly obsessed with your health, but you're definitely a healthy person, you're health conscious with this, you're very dietary, you're picky with your food, let me say that you're very picky with what you eat, and I also feel like, with this place, because you're a Taurus rising, it's giving me like, those super cute girls on Instagram that have they have like these clear water bottles and they put water with like lemons and cucumber in there. So like on a daily basis, you whatever it is that you put in your food, like you really like to make everything that you eat look so good. Like it's literally giving that. It's giving liking to decorate your food, and you're a Taurus rising. You could also be like into culinary with this type of shit, where you decorate your food and then you take like when you go eating with your friends, you like to take cute pictures, even with the guys, no lie, no fucking lie, you just like to take cute pictures of what you eat, but I feel like with guys it's giving like more gym freak. And also like because guys a lot of times have protein shakes, even shakes, whatever. Take whatever example that resonates with you. So like you be the one that's very specific with like the protein shakes that you have, and you're the type of person where you like products that look really, really pretty. Oh my god, my lights are doing crazy shit again. Please stop, bro. I'm literally almost done. But yeah, as I was saying, it's like with this placement, like it's giving somebody who really likes, like you take so much care of whatever it is, and you put beauty in whatever it is that you eat and consume, so you like to make your food look good, you like to make your water juices look really, really good too. You just like to make everything that you consume on a daily basis look good too. So I also feel like with this, and you're passionate about doing that, like you're passionate about making whatever it is that you consume on a daily basis look good, because sixth house rules your habits and your eating habits too, because everything that we consume and do on a daily basis affects our body, right? So I feel like with this placement, it's giving somebody who's just very conscious and likes to oh yeah, love that, love it. But it's giving somebody who likes to make who likes to put, just be harmonious whatever it is that they put in their bodies, and yeah, that's just the vibe, and that's what you're passionate about, you're passionate about taking care of your health, you're passionate about being health orientated, so I feel like with this, it's definitely giving nutritionist. It's giving nutritionist vibes, what else? What you're sexually attracted to is other people who, look clean, like look presentable. Capricorn kind of dudes, maybe, Capricorn type of people who are very conscious about how they present themselves to the public and how they present themselves to other people, because you're also very conscious about how you present yourself to other people. So you're just you're attracted to people who look like they have their shit together, because that brings you harmony and you're passionate about that, and that's what sexually fulfills you too. But what would make you angry is if somebody had to like gross people who don't know how to take care of their health, people who are just disgusting, people who don't look tidy and neat, like that literally turns you off. And maybe somebody had to mess with your shit, like, let's say somebody had to mess up your makeup palette or mess up your shoes, because I know with the guys also with this could also make you superficial, or I guess materialistic, in the sense where if somebody had to step on your really nice expensive shoes, then that'll make you flip out, and you'll be like, bruh, like, why did you do that? You know how dudes or chicks be. I don't know, I don't care about shoes like that, but I know people who do, and I know you probably do, so that'll like make you angry, and then the way you retaliate will be like, dude, you fucked up, you stepped on my shoe. Okay, maybe like not in an aggressive way, but it also could be in an aggressive way, no lie, but you'll just be like, dude, you stepped on my shoe, in that type of sense. But as long as like they're not messing with your daily routines or your habits, or the things that you work on a daily basis, even if like your work, I feel like what make you angry is somebody had to like take you off schedule also, that type of thing. But yeah, that's the vibe, guys. That's Mars and Libra in the 6th. So now we're gonna move on to Mars and Libra in the 7th house, right? So we know 7th house. This is the Libra house. So this is for all the Aries risings, right? So we know 7th house deals with your your relationships, how you relate to other people, all that Libra shit that I described in the beginning of the video, right? So relating, your partnerships, how you relate to the world, how you relate to people, how you put yourself in somebody else's shoes, and then see yourself from the lens of somebody else. So with this Mars and Libra in the 7th house, a double whammy, bro. It's a double whammy. It's a double emphasis on that Libra energy, bro. And Mars is also, once again, this is the last placement that Mars is just straight up not having a good time in, So Mars and Libra in the 7th house, you guys are even more codependent. And you're Aries rising with this. So you have your Mars opposing your rising. So you also somewhat come across just annoying to people. No lie, you also do come across annoying or misunderstood rather, but you just definitely need the validation of other people. You definitely somebody you are passionately fueled by, because you have Mars in your seventh house. Oh my god. And then you also Aries rising. Oh my god. Okay, so personally as an Aries rising, you already have, like, you know how to fight for yourself, but then you also attract relationships that I guess maybe maybe you attract needy people. Maybe let me say it like this. If you're not already the needy person, like you need so much validation, then this is what you attract. You attract people who are somewhat clingy and codependent. If you're already not like this, But if you're like this, then you're definitely somebody like you can't even get up to wipe your bum. If your partner didn't tell you to do it, that's on the lowest level. Like, honestly, like on the lowest to whack shit. Like, you really need people to like motivate you to do everything. Whenever you need a decision, especially because now we have phones and we have FaceTime. Like, it's easy for you to FaceTime somebody and be like, friend, please send motivation to do this. Like, you're probably the person, even if like chicks, I know, you just, friend, please send me motivation to do this. Or if it's a dude, bruh, you just like FaceTime your mom or whatever it is. You're like, yo, mom, how do you think I should do this? It's like, it just adds emphasis on you feeling like you need, other people to do things. So use your Aries rising to just make your own decision, bro. Just make your own decision, and hopefully maybe you have like a I don't know. Can you have an Aries sun with this? Yeah, you can. You can totally have an Aries sun with this placement. Hopefully you have an Aries sun that helps you. But if you have an Aries sun, then it makes you very aggressive with this placement. Jesus. Oh, fuck. But either way, bro. Either way, it just makes you even more codependent on people, because you will feel like you really need the support of other people to make decisions, especially people who are closer to you, But honestly, it could be, okay, maybe, okay, as I said, if you're in my generation and you have this trining your Uranus and Aquarius, then you turn to social media. You're the person, you already have a lot of followers with this because you're probably very popular with this placement if it's making the trine with Uranus, So you probably turn to social media to ask for advice, ask your followers what to do, what not to do, or even like a random stranger, because, with that Uranus and Aquarius trining your shit, like Aquarius is the humanitarian, you get along with anybody. So you could literally ask anybody, as long as somebody is there to validate your decision makings. Yeah, but also this could make you a gossip too, because once again, you may not have the energy to directly confront people, so then you'll just like ask. You'll just need, you'll go to your friend groups or social media and talk about your situation, and then ask other people, guys, what should I do? What do you think I should do? I don't know what to do. What's the most fair decision to do right now? Because I don't really know, And then that's how you retaliate. But definitely, when somebody disrespects you, it takes you a while to officially it's like kind of like a Cancer moon in a sense, where. Like a Cancer moon, it takes them a little while to react to something, because the moon waxes and wanes and shit like that. And then when they do react, it's like OD, sometimes. But with a Mars in Libra, like when somebody disrespects you or something, you'll just sit there. You'll literally do this. And then, you'll go home and think about it. And then only after a week later, if you're with a group of friends and they're like, friend, that was disrespectful. Your homie is like, bro, that was mad disrespectful. That was so disrespectful. Then like if they rally you up, then that's going to make you fueled. And then if they support you to go beat that person's ass, then you'll do that. But if they support you to just let it go, then you'll do that. You literally just go with whatever somebody tells you, especially if like a large amount of people are telling you to do one thing, then you'll follow that, because then you'll be like, okay, I've made a decision, and the most logical thing to do is do what the large amount of people said to do, so then that's how you operate. And then what turns you on, what makes you angry, as I say, what makes you angry is just like, I feel like your anger comes from if somebody tells you to be angry, But and then what makes you sexually turned on, I feel like it's also a thing where you mirror whoever you're with. But also because it's an air sign, smart people, you're turned on by smart people because you're sapiosexual with this. But also because you have Mars in your seventh house. Honestly, I feel like you may have relationship issues, where you definitely attract narcissists too if you're not the narcissist already. True shit. So yeah, let's move on now. So having Mars in Aries in your 8th house now, we know the 8th house represents death and sex and inheritance, shared values, you know what I'm saying? Your secrets, things that we keep behind the closet, you know? Having Mars in Libra in the 8th house as a Pisces rising. Is it Pisces? Yeah, as a Pisces rising. So I feel like with this placement, like this, okay, Mars likes to be in the 8th house, one thing, né? So I feel like also with this, your anger, these are the Libras who definitely work behind the shadows. Where this is the Mars in Libra who they will get offended by something, but they'll keep it inside, right? But they'll also still go ask their friend, like their close friend, what they should do. But the way that they'll ask their friend what to do, they'll ask their friend in such a way that that friend gives them the answer that they want. So, for example, let's say me as a Mars in Libra, someone offended me and I want to beat their ass, right? I'm still gonna go to my friend and be like, friend, what do you think you should do? But the way that I'm gonna ask her, friend, what do you think you should do? I'll be like, friend, do you think I should beat her ass, ne? You see, so you see how I just planted in somebody's head to agree with me, you know? That's what you guys do. That's definitely what you guys do. So you just really want someone to validate the desire that you already have to do something. Because with Mars and Libra in the 8th house, you will have the desire, like you will have the conviction, similar to having a Mars in Scorpio. It's just that you still need the validation of somebody else because it's still Libra energy there. So you still will like ask your friend or whoever you're with, friend, do you think I should do this? Or mom, do you think I should do this? Do you think I should beat the ass? Ne? You think I should do that, right? Yeah, I should do that. And then because it's also like a water house, and water houses also have that flair of manipulation too. So you also plant that seed in somebody else to agree with you, and then by that they validate you to do what you already desire to do. You know what I'm saying? So boom, that's how you're manipulative. But a lot of the times it also takes you a while to decide to act on something or get revenge, because this is definitely the sign that's going to make you get revenge. And you're Pisces rising, so you are aware, or you have some awareness of emotions. And Pisces energy is vindictive too. So definitely with this placement, yeah, you are with the shits. But I feel like you're more strategical with how you get your revenge or how you retaliate. Yeah, basically that. But also, with this, it does make you even more sexual. Just I feel like it makes you somebody who kind of like Scorpio in a sense where like your sexual energy comes out the most only when you're in a committed relationship. Like you're super turned on by your partner and your partner only. Like I feel like this place, it's not giving too much of a cheater vibe, and if it is, it's probably because you were heartbroken once by someone you love so much, and that broke you so much, and you decided to never love again. Blah blah. That story. That could probably be a situation, but other than that, I feel like even if it's that situation, you always come down to a point of thinking like, nah, I only want to reserve my passion and all my intensity and all my transformation and my inheritance for one person. But also with this, it also makes you a user, no cap. Or you could only get into relationships because of the shared values that you're gonna get. You only get into the relationships because of the comfort of knowing that, you get to share things with your partner. But it does make you very partner, like relationship orientated. It does make you very relationship orientated with this placement. But sometimes for the wrong reason. Like the reasons why the intentions behind you getting into a relationship may merely only be for the fact that, hey, I get to have sex and I get to share values with somebody. But on the more other side, it's just like you want to get into a relationship because you want to be intensely committed to somebody, because Libra is still the relationship sign, and 8th house is the house of, deep intimacy and shit like that. So those are the vibes. Those are the vibes. Yeah. So yeah. And then what sexually turns you on? Also, I feel like if you're like being with having a DMC, yes, but having a DMC about like sexual I think you like talking about taboo shit, because 8,000 does rule the taboo. So you like talking about taboo, but only in your close one-on-one relationships. Not so much in a group setting like in the 11th house, not so much in your friend groups like in the 3rd house, but one-on-one situations. Like you like talking about sex with one particular person, like with one close person, like a partnership type thing. And also low-key giving like doing taboo things with your partner, but also with this it's easy for you to sense out the intentions of your partners, and it's definitely easy for you to sense out the intentions of why somebody wants to be close to you, you know that vibe. So it could also make you like, it could also bring a situation where you could be smart in sensing out the intentions of people, and then using that knowledge to get whatever needs you want from that person. And then satisfying your own needs. But I think because Libra's still fair, then you're the type of person to be like, okay, I'll do this for you if you do this for me. If you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. So yeah, it's because it's Libra. You still want to be fair. So yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to that placement. So yeah, now we're gonna move on to Mars in Libra in the 9th house. So 9th house, we know, represents your spirituality. University, higher education, broad philosophical points of views, philosophy, spirituality, religion, other people's culture, other people's traditions, and long distance travels, aka overseas travels, So having Mars and Libra in the 9th house, this is the Libra that also could be somewhat promiscuous. And once again, if it's conjuncting your Pluto, Sag, your Sag and Pluto, then wow, my darling. Because that would mean then, oh wait, you're an Aquarius, right? Yeah, I have okay, I'm an Aquarius rising. So then that would mean your Pluto would be in the 11th house, and then your Mars and Libra would be in the 9th house. So definitely somebody who's very, very sexually promiscuous, but have a very high sexual libido. You know what I'm saying? And you have a lot of like sexual energy, especially with guys. I feel like maybe girls or women, it depends on like the situation, but maybe not want to, they may only reserve that for like one person. But actually, I'm gonna say this, right, with having Mars and Libra in your 9th house, right, I feel like you will attract like the kind of people that you're sexually attracted to are usually people who are not the same ethnicity as you, or they don't share the same cultural background as you. They may be people who come from overseas. Like you're sexually attracted to those kinds of people, mixed race kind of people who you just don't, people you can learn a lot from, people you can experience different experiences from, and a lot of the times you can experience that from people who don't share the same background experiences from you, so you may be sexually turned on by people who are just not your ethnicity, who are just not who don't represent anything that you come from, people who are just unfamiliar to you. That kind of thing. So yeah, and having Mars and Libra here, I feel like you're also passionate about learning from these people, learning from people who, like, you're passionate about like learning about different ethnicities and traveling to different places, and like just really connecting to those different parts of the world. You're passionate about that, eating different foods too, and even if like you're in a situation where you can't really travel overseas, like even visiting different like if you're South African like me, you'll enjoy eating Indian food a lot more than you'll enjoy eating your own home food. You'll enjoy eating Asian food, like just different Belgian food, German dishes, Spanish dishes, like just exploring different things that don't represent what you already know. That's what you're passionate about experiencing, and you're just passionate about experiencing a whole bunch of different things. Could make you a little wild, a little bit. No, it makes you wild. No, fuck, not a little. It does make you a wild person. You just like having fun and just experiencing a whole bunch of different things. You don't like sitting around at home not doing shit. You just like going about and experiencing. You like experiences, and you're passionate about experiencing. And if in the passion of the moment you're with somebody from a different ethnic group and they're telling you about something, like they're speaking their language, that also turns you on. Oh my god, that turns you on so much. I know. hearing different languages like that'll make you rip your clothes off quickly, and then what makes you angry is just closed-minded people. You don't like closed-minded people. You don't like people you don't like to expand their horizon. So Taurus, Mars people, Taurus people with a lot of Taurus dominant, but maybe not so much because they do share Venus with you, but it'll still make you mad, especially even Capricorn people who are closed-minded, like that'll make you so mad. You don't fuck with that shit. So yeah, you're just turned on by people who are open-minded, but also people who just know how to teach you about their own cultures, that kind of thing. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I want to say about this placement. So yeah, one now to Mars in Libra in the 10th house for Capricorn risings. So 10th house represents your reputation, your career, what you're known for, what you're working towards, how you achieve your goals, and how you achieve the status quo of something. So having Mars in the 10th house, Mars loves to be in the 10th house, right? So I feel like this is actually kind of a nice placement. Because first of all, Libra is in your 10th house. So you're already known for being a fashion person, super aesthetically pleasing person. But then you're also passionate about going into these fields. Like you're passionate about, like if you're an interior designer or a designer, fashion designer, whatever shit you're into, whatever artistic shit you're into, like you're passionate about making those things beautiful. You're passionate about, because also Libra is the sign of relatability, right? And it's in your 10th house. So it's low-key like having Saturn Libra, and that's like an exaltation. So if you're in a partnership with somebody, you're passionate about working with whoever it is that you're working with and making money with whoever it is that you're working with. You're passionate about just getting to the goal with somebody. And people know you for somebody. People already know you for being aesthetically pleasing, and people know you for having passion for being aesthetically pleasing. These are the friends that you have that, on the Instagram pages, it's very thematic, like all their pictures are like it's just a beautiful aesthetically pleasing thing, like it's so nice. And then people know that whenever you post, like they know that you're passionate about posting your content online. They know that you're passionate about creating these beautiful makeup looks or these beautiful clothes, like the merch that you have. They know that you're passionate about doing those things. Excuse me. And then you also innately, you're passionate about doing these things. You're passionate about being aesthetically pleasing. You're passionate about, being beautiful and exposing yourself in a beautiful way, And then also this definitely makes you somebody who's overly conscious of how you present yourself in the public, So yeah. And then I think what turns you on, just similar to having Mars in Libra in the 6th house, you're turned on by people who look like they have their life together, people who look expensive, people who look rich, and people who are rich, and people who are expensive, people who are conscious of what they wear, like people who just take care of themselves, people who look good too, because also in this sense you may be superficial or, okay, as I said, not superficial, but because Venus is there, it just makes you overly aware of beautiful things. So you are turned on by beautiful people who have money, beautiful people who are rich, beautiful people who look luxurious, beautiful people who, who kind of, maybe because also Mars is there, so people who kind of have like, who are luxurious, beautiful, but also have like a thing about, like a feisty, sassy, fiery thing to them, but not too much, like not too fucking much though, not too much. Or maybe you like maybe you like that, maybe like, I don't know, who's like this, who can I make an example who's like this? I was gonna say Sagittarius, but Sagittarius is, I don't know. I don't think Sagittarius care about how they look too much. Like Sagittarius energy is giving more bohemian type shit, Maybe Virgo energy, a little sassy, but still elegant, still neat, still organized, organized. So maybe those type of people, you may be attracted to like Virgo kind of people. Maybe Taurus, I don't know, guys, whatever kind of people you're attracted to. As long as they have some kind of like, swag. If they have swag, you're attracted to those kind of people. And like people who have money too, because 10th house is the earth house, it's the Capricorn house. So it does bring some materialism vibes into there, but you're just passionate about getting to your goals, bro, and you do so with tact, with grace, and with strategy. Yeah. So anyway, guys, yeah, we're gonna move on now to Mars in Libra in the 11th house, right? So 11th house represents, groups of friends, social media, social networks, how you connect and how you network with the large masses, the groups of people, the mass groups of people. It represents how you, 11th house represents, also existential learning, technology also. And by existential learning, I mean, like, learning about aliens and just unknown facts about the world. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So having Mars in Libra in the 11th house, just like the third house, also makes you very dependent on, the opinions of people. But I feel like with this, as once again, if it's conjuncting your, what's this? It's if you have Libra in your, then you have you have a Sagittarius. Yeah, for the Sagittarius risings, that means you have Aquarius in your third house. So that means your Uranus would be in the third house, and then your Mars would be in the 11th house. So still, with this, it also makes you someone who's very promiscuous. You don't mind having friendship sex, because you're very detached in the way that you, I guess, sexually connect with people. You're very cerebral based, because what turns you on is smart people, intellectual conversations. Like, your vocabulary is very immaculate with this placement. I'm very sure, I'm very sure with this, You're probably the nerd at class, but you're Sag rising, so you're like a funny nerd. You're like the fun, cool, smart kid, where you don't even have to study too much to know and memorize all that shit. Like, you have a photogenic memory type shit, and also super smart, like physics kids, chemistry kids, AP maths, higher grade math, higher grade physics, higher grade chemistry, rocket scientists type shit, those kind of people, and also if you're into the more occult esoteric shit, astrology, like these are the super astrology, like the astrology esoteric gurus, or advocates, whatever the word is. You guys can tell me what the word is, whatever. But you guys are just super smart, and you love learning about things, and learning comes so easy for you, especially numbers too. Like, I feel like numbers are easy, even if it's like a music, because I have a friend who has this, but it's in her sun sign. She has a Libra sun with a Sag rising, and she's super like musical, so music comes super easy to you, and words also just come super easy to you. So you may be passionate about either communicating, just anything dealing with you learning about something, or you communicating something. You're passionate about doing that, and if you can do that on a social media platform where you can connect to the masses, like, you're even more passionate about that. So definitely somebody who, one of those people who love going live and just chatting about anything, just expressing your opinion. Because with this placement, it definitely makes you somebody who likes to fucking talk. You talk so fucking much. Like, oh my god, bro, wow. You talk a lot, yo. So, that's the vibe with this placement. So what else? I feel like, yeah, as I was saying, like, you guys are just passionate about connecting with different kinds of people, and you're very friendly. Like, you're a very friendly person, because you're very passionate about, you're also maybe an aggressive communicator. Like, you're the type of person where you speak over everybody. You speak fast, and then you speak over everybody, and you speak over people that you feel like aren't smart too, because you also may get angry at people who don't match your intellectualism. I think that's a word, but your intellect, yeah. People who don't match your intellect, you get really mad at that, because then you'll feel like, oh my god. And then you also get condescending in a way, like, especially when you get in that Libra cranky mood, like, you become very condescending, and you like to, like, just play mental games with people, because that's your way of retaliation, just mental games, but also because and you're a Sagittarius rising with this, so that means you have Pluto in your first house. And then it's making a sextile to your Mars in Libra. And once again, this is me speaking for my generation. People who have, Pluto, Sag, Uranus in Aquarius, and Neptune in Aquarius, I don't know. Fuck, bro. I actually think you could be... I think maybe you're more strategic on how you retaliate to people, But definitely you're going to be condescending as fuck with this. Like, you're going to make... Like, your way of retaliating is making somebody feel stupid. Like that's your comeback. You just make somebody feel stupid, but your comebacks are also very sharp. Like you have a sharp tongue with this, definitely a very very sharp tongue, but only when it gets there. But I feel like if you feel like it, if you feel like you want to take it there, then you will, what I'm saying, because you have Pluto in the first house. So personally, you are a threat to people. You just make people feel uncomfortable naturally. So then when your Mars energy comes there, and then you add your intellectualism and make someone feel stupid, then that stings somebody. Like that really stings somebody. But generally, you're just passionate about learning about high topics, like topics that are like more, I guess, broad. And then what turns you on, once again, is like other people who are as intellectual as you, and people who can teach you about things. You're just a student of life. You love to learn. You love learning. Yeah. And then what else? So, yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's move on now. So moving on to last but not least, Mars in Libra in the 12th house for all the Virgo. Right? Virgo? Is it Virgo? Is it Virgo? Is it Virgo? Is it? No, Scorpio rising. Fuck, I'm talking about Mars in Libra in the 12th house for all the Scorpio risings, right? So with this placement, so 12th house deals with your isolation, who you are when you're all alone by yourself, your hidden self, jails, hospitals, in mental institutions, shit like that, drugs also, because it takes you into your dreams, and 12th house rules your dreams, imaginations, your illusions, yeah, just the space that's your unconscious self, really. So having Mars and Libra in the 12th house, so this is double Venusian energy, so all that Venusian energy in that Mars energy, child. I feel like secretly you're attracted to aggressive people, and you may secretly like being dominated. Definitely. You like being dominated secretly, because you're Scorpio rising, so you're naturally very dominant, but you like when people dominate you, secretly though, because 12th house also deals with secrets, things that are hidden, because this is a water house. All water houses are hidden energies, things that we don't present outwardly. We only present them and share them to people that we are emotionally close with, and that we've built emotional bonds with, right? So having Mars in Libra in the 12th house, oh my god, I feel like, yeah, as I say, secretly, like, you see, it's also it's gonna take you a lot longer for you to retaliate, because once again, having Mars in the 12th house, as I always say, will make you have violent dreams, dreams that you're fighting. But I feel like with this, I feel like you may have dreams that you're being like tied up, whipped and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You may have dreams of that, but in a very, sensual, beautiful kind of setting, because it's still Venus there, So like maybe like in a room like this, something that's kind of pretty, but like somebody's whipping you, like you fantasize about those kind of things. And then when you get drunk, you are the drunk that gets very flirty. You are the flirty drunk. Let me tell you something. And don't be around somebody that you actually have a crush on, because when you have a crush on somebody, you hide it, right? You hide it. But when you're drunk, that's when you build up all this courage. But first, I feel like when you're drunk, let me tell you something. When you're drunk, let's say you're drunk with your friend, because most of the time you probably will opt to, get drunk with somebody there so that they can take care of you if you go OD. So then you'll be the drunk. And obviously your friend knows that you have a crush on that person, right? So then if your friend is like, friend, go for it, dude, go for it, then that's when you'll kind of take on the more Libra vibes, where like you'll be like the smooth talker, like the super big flirt, you know what I'm saying? Like you be smooth as fuck, but only when you're drunk, you know what I'm saying? And also we get kind of kinky too, because Libra energy is kinky. No cap, it is pretty kinky, But all this energy, like all this sexual energy, comes out only when you're drunk, only when you like really build an emotional connection with the person that you're with. But I feel like also when you're drunk though, so you may opt to, like, if you're dating somebody, you may get even more freaky deaky when you're drunk. Get more freaky deaky when you're high, or on a substance or whatever it is, or just before you go to bed, But as I said, like, your dreams may be very sexual with this placement also, maybe not so much violent, actually, because Libra is not about the violence. Let me say you just have a lot of dreams where you're having sex, and then like wet dreams. You just have wet dreams, basically passionate dreams. But if it is like anger, then It is what it is. But yeah, as I was saying, when you're drunk, you could also just be aggressively flirty, like an aggressive flirt. Even though it may be smooth, but it's still aggressive because it's still Mars energy in here. And then what you're turned on by, I feel like you're turned on by people who are. But here's the thing: you won't even tell somebody, like you literally won't tell somebody that you like them. And you're Scorpio rising, so definitely. I know, Scorpio rising, you don't make the first move. You just stare at somebody for long enough for them to, to plant a seed in their mind to make the move on you. Whack, boo, boo. My Aquarius rising boos you, you know. But yeah, you just won't tell somebody. You'll just make eye contact, and if they still don't do something, then you might send your friend to make a move for you, like a cheesy corny ass motherfucker. You might be like, friend, my bro, please try to convince this person, like don't do it in an obvious way though. Just tell them to come through this way, just like casually do it in a conversation, that type of thing. And then only when they come to you, then you'll initiate the romance, you'll initiate the vibes, you'll initiate the mood, but it's always going to be in a secretive place, But I feel like also with this placement, like when somebody has sex with you, like how to fulfill other people's fantasies, because it's still going to make you a people pleaser with this, So you definitely somebody, you like fulfilling your partner's fantasies, You're very kinky in that way. Like you don't mind role play. You don't mind that kind of shit, As long as it's some kind of fantasy, love land, sexual extravaganza. That's your vibe, And then what makes you angry is if people kind of condescend you and condescend the fact that or people take advantage of you. Because I feel like with this placement, like you don't really show any signs of being an angry person. But as soon as you get drunk, then that's, as soon as you've had enough. But I feel like that'll come with the alcohol or with the substance, And then all of that energy kind of builds up and then you express it out. Because you're still a Scorpio rising, So the energy is still there. So it just comes out unexpectedly still. And you also may direct it to the people that you're closest towards, so only they know like that you're kind of hectic. But only when you're drunk, yeah, those vibes. So you also may opt to not get drunk, or maybe you're the type of person that likes to get drunk because you know how you are when you're drunk. You're more free, you're more loose, you're more flirty, you're more chatty when you're drunk, because as a Scorpio rising, you're not like this. You're very secretive, you're very withholding of yourself, so when you are drunk, then you're more chatty patty, so then you may opt to like being drunk. You may like to opt being on substances because you like who you are when you're on substances, but that person is more aggressive. As I say, you're like more of an aggressive flirt when you're drunk or when you're high, those vibes. But that's you guys, that's you. So anyway guys, this completes our video. We are finished now with a Mars in Libra through the houses, and then in the next video we're going to do Mars in Scorpio. And I know all of you guys are going to be super obsessed with that video because you guys are obsessed with Scorpios. You love to hate them, but it is what it is. But anyway guys, I love you so much, and thank you so much for all the love and the subscriptions, and thank you so much for 1K subscribers guys. It's only going to get bigger from here. So you know what, do me a favor, all my Mars in Libra, put on a face mask and should go for a jog. Be pretty, love yourself. That's on Venus, period. Bye.